And welcome to today's show with me, Billy Reid.
And me, Georgia McKee. Today we'll be going over to North Kent College to interview a student called Tom Beasley. He's going to be answering some questions on his college experience for us. So Tom, do you enjoy college?
Yes, I do enjoy college, obviously to a certain extent, as much as any student does really enjoy college.
Do you feel as though you learn enough at college?
Yes, I do. Kind of, obviously not loads of stuff, but from the course that I'm in, I have learnt a lot since I've been here, and I have gained lots of knowledge on media. That is what I'm doing at college.
What is your opinion on students who choose not to attend college?
I feel as if, obviously that's their life, and obviously if that's what they want to do, that's obviously their life, but I feel if you want to go into a certain industry or a certain company or a certain job, it's much more and looks better on your CV if you have a certain subject on there that was mainly forward to the job that you was going to, if that makes sense.
What's your opinion in regards to people who don't have the opportunity to attend an education?
Obviously that's really unfortunate for them, and that's really sad, and I feel everyone should and deserves a right to education. It is a fundamental right to have the right to education, but obviously in different countries and different places not everyone has that, and I think it's wrong. I do think it's wrong, and obviously you're not going to learn and gain as much knowledge as other people around the world, but that's life, I guess, which is sad, but it is.
Okay, thank you Tom.
Thank you for your time, Tom.
On a scale from 1 to 10, how important do you find education? 3 people chose 5 out of 10, 1 person chose 8 out of 10, 3 people chose 9 out of 10, and 8 people chose 10 out of 10. On a scale from 1 to 10, how much would you push your kids to have an education? 1 person chose 6 out of 10, 1 person chose 8 out of 10, 1 person chose 9 out of 10, and 12 people chose 10 out of 10. On a scale from 1 to 10, how important do you think it is to keep your child in education until 18? 2 people chose 3 out of 10, 4 people chose 5 out of 10, 1 person chose 7 out of 10, and 8 people chose 10 out of 10. On a scale from 1 to 10, how much do you agree with paying high prices for university? 7 people chose 1 out of 10, 1 person chose 3 out of 10, 2 people chose 4 out of 10, 3 people chose 5 out of 10, and 2 people chose 8 out of 10.
Hello, my name is Tom Beasley and I'm a student at North Kent College, and today I've actually partnered up with the London News team in their search to find people's opinions on rights to education and how people basically feel about that. So doing this, they actually asked me if I could interview maybe possibly a relative or somebody close to me, so I have chosen my mum, because what better person to choose than your own mum? So, okay. Mum, how important do you find education?
Education is very important. We're very lucky in this country that all children have the rights to education, and in my opinion, no child should not have an education.
Okay, so you know that I'm 17 and you know you've got a younger daughter and you know you've got an older son. How important do you find it to be in education until you're 18?
I think that it's a good thing to be in education until you're 18, but not necessarily in academic education.
No, I was just going to ask, what do you mean by that?
For some children, it's not all about academics, and so for some children, they need to be doing something more practical. Finish school at 16, but do something that's still where they're training. So an apprenticeship or college or something like
So
that.
you're basically saying like me leaving secondary school and going into media because
Yeah.
it's something more. Because I was never really the most academic child, so this is good for me. You're saying.
Yeah, and it could because you're training and you're not. And I think probably at 16, a child isn't ready to go into work, straight into work at 16.
That's a fair answer. So, Mum, the final question is just, what is your opinion on paying high prices for university? Because personally, myself, I think university is ridiculously priced. I feel like there should be a fee, but I still feel as if the fee for it is way too high. But what is your opinion? Because I know that everyone has different opinions on this.
Okay, so obviously your brother's at university. He's in his 3rd year now at university, and in my opinion, I think it's right that the student who goes to university pays for that university. I don't think it should be free. I don't think that the taxpayer should pay for university because the idea of going to university is that you're going to come out of university with a better job than somebody that doesn't. That's the theory. So therefore, I think the student should pay for it. So then the question is the £9,000 currently too high? Probably yes.
I think it is too.
Probably yes, but there needs to be a fee, in my opinion.
No, yeah, I definitely agree that there needs to be a fee, but just I think £9,000, that's a bit over the top.
So in my job in finance, I actually manage the finances for Sheffield University. So I know how much Sheffield University costs to run, and it's expensive. So there is a fee, but that fee needs to be set probably at less than the 9,000, but it's not free.
No, I agree, but anyway, so that's all I really needed you for, Mum. But thank you for participating in this, and yeah, back to you in the studio, London News team.